The soul stone. It comes from pain, doesn't it? Sometimes, do you feel like all you can do when you experience that pain or that stress, anxiety is just cry? Watch this video to find out how you can use a values-based activity to move towards healing. Because pain can feel like it reaches right through to the essence of who you are, your soul, and acknowledging it and accepting it can be the first step towards healing. Hi, I'm Daniel Degenard from Rethink Pain Workshop, and I geek out on any kind of pop culture healing references and how I can use them to heal myself and others. Let's get into this week's edition of Pop Culture Healing, the Soul Stone edition. The soul stone has the ability to manipulate one's soul, the essence that makes up someone. And this ability to resurrect or conjure up even spiritual representations of the people who are dead as well. Now, in combination with other stones, it can have a strong influence on others. During the Battle of Titan, when cornered by Doctor Strange's mirror images, Thanos was attacking all of the Avengers. He actually used the Soul Stone to connect with Doctor Strange's soul to destroy all of the false images and revealing the real person who was there, briefly forcing Doctor Strange's astral form out of the body. And this ability to connect with the essence of that individual, either another person or yourself, can be how it can be used to combine with other abilities to create change. Now, how can you do this? Well, this is through a treatment called Acceptance Commitment Therapy, or ACT. It's something that is an action-oriented approach to psychology. It came from cognitive behavioral therapy, and clients, our patients, or anybody who wants to use it can stop avoiding or denying, struggling with those inner emotions, and instead accept these feelings that are related to certain experiences. Now that connection to that core part of who you are, with this understanding, you can be able to accept those issues, those hardships, and commit to making those necessary changes to your behavior, regardless of what else is going in your life. And that's really empowering. So this is acceptance commitment therapy because it's first about finding acceptance and connecting with that core essence of who you are, and then committing to making small changes that pursue that core person, that essence of who you are, your own soul stone. Now, there's lots of research on there's an emerging amount of research on how people can use it to reduce pain, reduce weight, do better in school, and it's being very quickly, it's a very popular tool that people can use individually, or someone like myself, a hypnophysio, uses in conjunction with other treatments. Because that's the thing, the soul stone in the Marvel universe isn't used very often just on its own. It's usually in combination with other tools in order to make that change. Now for me, when I was dealing with lots of workplace stretches, the condition of my hand, the miliary hyostosis, and the hemochromatosis that was affecting headaches and fatigue, I was really struggling. And one of the things that I learned a few years ago was this idea of a word of a year. It was coming around on New Year's resolutions. This actually came from Mike Mindell, Chris Thompson, and they were the ones to introduce this idea of a word of the year, because people, they don't follow resolutions. There's a very small percentage of people that in January 1st will commit to a change that lasts to the end of the next year. But if you just commit to one word that resonates, that change that you want to be, the person you want to be, then it's much easier to connect with that space. And so over the years, every year I add in a new word. And this past year has been growth. I have twins under 1 year old, and I wanted to connect with their growth. I knew I needed to grow and have growth within my mind and my body to be an ongoing father to them to have growth in my business so that I could support my family. And growth was a word that connected, a value that during challenging times I thought, how can I move towards my value of growth? And it's something that it's like a compass. And that compass, that direction to move towards, that's that acceptance of, hey, growth is important to me and I'm committing to that growth by taking an action right now. Now, the word of the year is a great way to go about it. If you search, I think it's just wordoftheyear.com, gives you some ideas on how to get started with that. But simply, no matter what time of the year it is, just pick one word that resonates, that idea of that essence, that connection to that soul stone, and then use it. Find out ways to bring it in. Look at different quotes, inspirational quotes, photos, or books that resonate around that word. And that can help you to change over time. That idea of change, one of my past year's words was evolve, because I knew I needed to evolve in many different ways. I've had love as my word of the year last year. But then I also have values of personal growth and happiness that I've looked at connecting with. And even though I have all of these words that I can bring up and use now, it's been having one singular focus at a time, each year just focusing on one thing, because that one thing can then be that direction, that commitment to making that change for yourself. Once you pick that word, there's another area of research that if you write for 10 minutes about that, no matter what comes out, no matter how good of a writer, don't worry about grammar, punctuation, spelling, any of that, you just write. Pen to paper, there's magic when you put pen to paper, and just see what happens. Anytime I use this as an exercise for myself, I learn something new. A lot of it's kind of just, oh yeah, I knew that, that's fine, whatever, but there's always little nuggets in that space. So that's a great thing that you can do even just once. It shows that it can make a long-standing change. And yet, if you continue to do it, journaling about it on a regular basis, you can continue to find those little nuances on how to connect with that true self. Now, that's the core of ACT for me, to connect with that essence of who you are and use it on an ongoing basis to commit to those changes that promotes healing in your mind and your body. It moves towards that essence, that core values. Now, you may already, just through this discussion, have a word or something that connects with you. And if you do, great. Take the advice and run with it. If not, I can guide you through a hypnotic process to find that word that resonates with that core essence of who you are using the soul stone. So if you'd like to do that, get yourself comfortable. Remember, this is a hypnotic process, so no heavy machinery that you're using right now or driving. Get yourself comfortable and in a space where you won't be disturbed. In a moment, I'm going to touch my heart. Not the mic, my heart. 3 times. When I do that, the first time I touch my heart, your eyelids will just start to get a little bit tired and relaxed, a flutter in the eyes. The second time I touch my heart, you'll go even more relaxed. The eyelids will start to fall down and just close. And by the third time that I touch my heart, your eyelids will close, your eyes will shut, and they'll become so relaxed that you'll connect in with that core person of who you are that they just won't want to open. Ready? I'm going to touch my heart the first time now. The eyelids can start to get a little bit more relaxed. I'm going to touch my heart second time. As they begin to close and relax even more, I'm going to touch third time now, as those eyelids can just close, and that you can choose to open them up at any time during the day. But I want you to make the choices that connects with that core of who you are, to keep them closed now, so that in a moment when you try to open them, they'll just stay closed, because they'll just be feeling like this is the place to be, to find and connect with that person, that core value. And you can try to open them up now, bowing your eyebrows, and then just relax the eyes, relax the body even further as you keep those eyes closed, in that space and time. As you connect with that core essence of who you are, I want you to imagine that you're walking down a path. And as you do, at the end of this path is the soul stone. You can see the yellow glow of that soul stone. And every step that you take going towards that soul stone connects you deeper and more personally with that essence of who you are. And when you reach that soul stone in a moment, not yet, when you reach for and grab it, a word will come to mind. A word that represents who you want to be, what you want to accomplish. That one word that resonates with every part of your body, your mind, your spirit, your body, that when you reach forward for that stone in a moment, the first word that comes to mind, no matter how interesting, no matter how different, or how perfect it seems for you, that word is the word that is connected to you right now. Knowing that you can always change it, or you can use that to connect even deeper with that self in the future. As you reach forward, feeling the glow of that stone, and I want you to reach for it now, grabbing that soul stone, feeling that pulse, that energy through your body. And in the moment of silence that I'm going to give you now, if not already, you're going to have that word that resonates with that core essence of who you are. Got that word? If not, allow for that time and space and that soul stone to continue to work, for you to just have that moment of epiphany. And if you did get that word, make it big and bright in your minds and your body. Now in a moment, I'm going to get you to connect with that word even more. Step into that space. You can do that now, make it even bigger and more important in your body, so that on the count of 5, you'll be able to use that as a compass. During any challenging experiences, you can ask, how can I move towards this value, towards this essence, towards this word? During a challenging situation, you can ask, how can I bring this word more into my life right now? How can I learn from this word? How does this word allow me to improve my feelings and my sensations and everything I am in this challenging situation? And on the count of 5, you'll be integrated with that word and be able to use it as that compass that any time during a challenging situation will just come to mind as a way for you to refocus, to take a breath and come back to this space. 1, coming to the surface, 3 times more connected with the soul stone of your mind and body. 4, 5, wide awake now. Well done. So hopefully right now you have a word, something that connects with you. Use it, play with it, pursue it, and see what kind of changes happen in the next days, weeks, and months and years as you pursue that core essence of who you are, that soul stone. Do you have a favorite movie, TV show, comic book that has a healing reference that you want to experience? Well, comment below and I may make a future episode with it. Thank you for interacting with this episode and letting me know what that word is. I'd love to hear what your word is in the comments below too. And of course, like and subscribe so you get more of these episodes. Next week, it's going to be tapping into your reality stone to be able to create your own reality. That's going to be a cool one. And if you want to watch my own personal favorite, my most powerful pop culture healing episode, check out the Force Healing episode to reduce pain, stress, or anxiety now. Because the more we all heal, the more we all heal.